Hey guys, welcome back to Arry The Stag. TR Tony here, just on my way up to Alan's actually. The scenery has changed somewhat around here lately because of some housing going in. So he's had the car for 24 hours. I realised that I'd left the gasket set in the garage, so I just having to drop that down to him. I don't know if there's any progress with the 2500S yet or not, but let's go and find out. And just to recap, you'll remember that Alan made me an offer that I couldn't refuse, so we thought, why not? Let's take it down to him to see if he could put it back together, given we're into winter now and facilities are pretty restricted here at the house. So that was great. Alan loves Triumph 2000s. In fact, he had one himself for many years, so that's really good. And here we are. Front of the engine now looks very, very tidy. Alan had the carburetors off on the bench over the last weekend, and he went through those and rebuilt them, so they're all spick and span and looking very, very tidy indeed. He tried to prettify it a little bit, and to use his own words, so he's resprayed the rocker cover, which is good of him, and we've found an alternator bracket that was missing. We lost a lot of stuff, including that cap. I don't know if you can see that on the Dizzy area. The bottom of the distributor wouldn't go into the open hole that was left. That block you can just see there with the bolt through was missing. We can only conclude it went off with the first engine. We never actually got it back, so he'd have struggled to fit things back together without it. Luckily, Alan has his own Triumph 2000 engine still in reserve, so he's able to kind of get a few bits and pieces off it nicely and use them appropriately on ours. And as you can see here, we've got a new torque control unit, or viscous coupling as he prefers to call it, and a water pump. And we've also obtained a new crank pulley as well from Lloyd over in South Wales Triumph. So thank you for Lloyd for all of that. Back to the carbs. As I mentioned, Alan's completely gone through them, and we've done all the inlet and exhaust manifolds with new gaskets, tidied all that up, and top hose, as you can see there. We've gone back with originality rather than try and get anything too stupid and flashy, so it's going to look original and in keeping with the car when it's all back together. I think he did just tart up the alternator a little bit to make that look good as well. So as he says, including the petrol pump and the distributor going in, they've made really good inroads, and underneath as well the gearbox is all plumbed in, selector mechanism, and also the prop shaft. It took a bit of a time to get the prop into the back of the gearbox. Apparently some of the splines were a little bit burred, so they had to work on those, but I think you can see now it's really beginning to look like an engine at last, and I don't think we're that far away from getting the car back onto the road. 2 to 3 weeks he reckoned, and will be away and gone. The bonnet release, you can see there by the back of the rocker cover, is going to be rebolted, and another couple of 3 weeks, I think, latest, this car will be fired up, and of course we'll bring you all the news when we get that and see it on the channel, which is all very, very good. And then just to recap on the differential, which was something we saw last week, you may remember it was very oily underneath. I was quite concerned that we had leaks in the oil seals on the drive shafts. We've gone with hopefully a contingency plan rather than taking the whole axle out. There's a thought that the air breather on top of the differential was blocked, and if that was blocked, then under pressure when the thing's whirring around, it's bound to squeeze oil out of those seals. So we thought we'd try that first, see how we get on with it, and go from there. As you can see, the pinion at the front there is pretty okay and dry, but those seals were definitely damp, but we think it's just pressure of the oil inside being created with the breather not being able to breathe on top of the differential that's causing the oil to be squeezed out in between the seals. So there you go. So all in all, Alan's making magnificent progress. It would have taken us a month of Sundays to do all this ourselves. It's all those little fiddly jobs and fiddly bits that I haven't got the experience to know how to get around that Alan has, and I think that has paid huge dividends in getting this car back together. It's taken a long time, as we know, and in time we will be looking to sell it on, I think, once we've enjoyed a little bit of it. And of course all of that will video on the channel, give you an honest description and feeding on the performance and how it went. Now if you love this video, then watch this video, which shows how on earth we ever got into this situation in the first place, where Eddie the S really badly let us down. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you online on Arry the Stag very soon. Cheers for now. Bye.